Stop wasting countless hours on Rightmove like this guy. Instead, use these secret Rightmove tips to find better property deals faster. I guarantee there's at least one tip you weren't aware of, and tip number 6 is particularly good. There's also a bonus tip towards the end that helps you become a better property investor. Let's get into it. Tip number 1. Use keywords to find deals quicker. Rightmove's great because it's the largest property portal in the UK, but this can mean you end up with pages and pages of listings that you don't want to sift through. Use the keyword search tool to speed things up. For example, if I want to find just properties that are cash buyers only, I can put that into the keyword search and Rightmove will show me all the ones right at the top that have this in the listing. You can also use other keywords like these on the screen right now, depending on the strategy that you're going for. Tip number 2. Use the oldest listed filter to find properties that are slow to sell. By default, Rightmove normally shows you the newest listings or by highest price, but old listings are sometimes ones where a great deal can be done. If a property hasn't sold for a long time, then the seller might be more open to negotiating. This means that you are more likely to get a massive discount off the asking price. So look out for the old properties to find any hidden gems. Tip number 3. Use the broadband checker or the sold price history to find the full address of a property. If you click on the broadband speed checker or the sold price history, you can find the full postcode of any property on Rightmove. Here's how you do it. Go on a listing, scroll down, click this, then this. Click on show results for the property viewed, and you have your full postcode. You can also find it from using the sold price history. Here's how you do that. Scroll down on the listing, click on recently sold and under offer, view all recently sold, and you have your full postcode right there. You can then also find the door number using Street View and bins. Here's how. Go on the listing, scroll down, click on Street View, and then search for the house that matches the listing. You might have to click around quite a bit to find the exact one, but eventually you should find it. Look for matching features. For example, in this one, there's a few features here like this bush and this wall that match up. So then I just have to make sure that it's definitely the right one. And then I can zoom in, look at the door number. Unfortunately, the exact door number is not fully clear, but next door's is. So I can see it's number 70, and this would suggest this one is number 68. You can also use bins. In this example, you can't really see the door number on any of the bins of the property. So it's not a really good example, but just to show you what I mean, if you scroll out to a different house, here's a property where you can see the door number clear as day on the bins outside. It's not going to work all the time, but sometimes it can. You can then use the full postcode and the door number to find the EBC certificate and a square meter size of the property. This will help you do your due diligence and compare properties like for like. Tip number 4. Use the Draw Your Search Area tool to search only specific areas in street. If you have a very specific knowledge of an area, then you'll know on a street by street basis the roads that you do want to invest in and the roads that you don't want to invest in. You can do this by using the Draw Search Area tool to customize your search area, and you can save it for future searches too. Tip number 5. Find the estimated value of a property using sold price history. You can find the predicted value of the property by looking at price history in the area. Click on any listing, click on the recently sold and under offer, click view all recently sold, then look at the properties sold within the last year. Check for this area only to start, and if not, check within a quarter mile. You also want to make sure you match up the number of bedrooms and the property type. For example, if it's a 3-bedroom terraced, that's what you want to look for. Look at the same type of property and see what they have sold for, and look for a similar spec for an accurate estimate. You can look at the pictures for the sold properties to see what kind of spec they were. This lets you compare to the one that you're looking at to see if it's a like for like or if you're comparing apples to oranges. Don't price a high-end property based off the price of a rundown property. Tip number 6. Find the price history and motivated sellers using this tool. By default, Rightmove only shows you the last date a property was reduced, but it won't show you if it's been reduced before or how much the reduction was for. In comes Property Log to the rescue. This Chrome extension lets you see the price history of a listing, so you know how many times the property has been reduced, when it has been reduced, and by how much. This gives you a lot of information that you can use to help you negotiate with motivated sellers if their property has been reduced multiple times and is struggling to sell. This gives you a lot of information that you can use to help you negotiate with sellers. If the property has been reduced multiple times and is struggling to sell, they're likely to be a motivated seller, and you can use this information to get a good deal for yourself. And you can download it by going to propertylog.net and then clicking on the link from there, or just go straight to the Chrome store. Tip number 7. Use Property Market Intel for local area info. Property Market Intel gives you lots of data about property in the UK. And they have a free Chrome extension that you can use that gives you local area info. This local area info lets you make really quick decisions on properties that you see on Rightmove, so you don't have to spend ages working things out. The free Chrome extension gives you some limited information that can still be really helpful. It gives you stuff like asking prices, average yields, stamp duty costs, and the average price per square foot. You can check out the Chrome extension at their website by using the link in the description. The paid version of Property Market Intel also has even more information that you can use to your advantage. The link to the tool is in the description. Tip number 8. Consider listings without images. Most people won't look at a listing without images, but these could be diamonds in the rough. If you have the time for it, request a viewing to see the property in more detail. Since there will be less people viewing these properties, there's a higher likelihood that you can negotiate a below market value deal, and it might not be that this property is just downright terrible. It could actually be a really good deal if everything works out. This is an advanced tip and only works well if you have plenty of time on your hands and you're pretty confident when it comes to property investing, so don't rely on this too much, but it's something to have in the tool belt. Bonus tip: follow the weekly Beacon newsletter to stay ahead in property. It's a completely free property newsletter that comes out once a week. We spend hours of work so that you only have to spend 5 minutes to keep up to date with all the week's property news. The link's in the description to find out more. If you found this video useful, like and subscribe so we know to make more content like this. If you have any more Rightmove tips, leave them in the comments below.